When you have a question, raise your hand. As you know, Cheryl will bring you the microphone, and we'll go right to Kim. You might as well just leave it there.
Exactly. Allison, you've obviously, how does it feel to be back with Arthur? And I remember several years ago when you were doing well with him here, you said that it was a process to get him to the point that he was here the first time. Is he a more mellow guy now? Those are my two questions.
No, he's not a more mellow guy. He's not, he's not a more mellow guy, but I think we know each other really well, and I think as a competitor, he's given me most of my mileage, so I've learned to be a little bit more relaxed and understanding with what I have. And he was pretty wild at lunchtime when I rode him. I was like, uh-oh, I'm in a little bit of trouble here, but you know, you just have to ride the horse that you have and try to do the best job. But he certainly, I think he remembers Kentucky because he was so pleased to be at the jog, and you know, that's the nicest he's actually walked down that ramp and trotted around the arena. And even at familiarization last night, he was like, oh, thank God I'm back. So it's emotional, you know, it's been a big year, and it's very emotional to have my horse back and strong and feeling great.
Well, I have the mic. Could you just tell me a little bit about your other ride, Copycat Chloe, what you like to ride?
Well, I keep picking wild ones. I was proud of her yesterday. That was a lot of atmosphere, and I thought she tried really hard to keep it together and do it. So she's very smart. I think she's going to be super for the future. She's a good mover, good jumper. Tomorrow's a pretty big test for her. She's actually double entered at Jersey Fresh. I feel good about the course, but you know, she really wants to do the right thing. You know, even when she's gotten tough in the past, I think it's more because she wants to understand it and do it right. So, and she's so smart. So I actually didn't practice the test much, and I hadn't done lead changes in a couple days prior to the test. So she could just go in and try to listen to me the best she could and do the pattern, and she did. So great.
Lauren, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and also how this time compares to your previous time here at Rolex so far?
I'm originally from Illinois, and I've been based with Karen David O'Connor and Jacqueline Mars for the last 9 years. It's obviously very different this time around. Last time I was here was 2010, and I had my young rider horse Snooze Alarm, and he was great, and it was a super experience. But you know, I've been riding Veronica for about a year now, and it's definitely a different mindset this time around. I came to give a shot at it, and there's a lot to do tomorrow, so it certainly won't be a dressage show, but I'm happy with how we went today.
William, will you first of all talk about your tests on the horse today? And then also, how do you decide which horses get on the plane to come here and which stay to do badminton? Will you talk about your process for that?
First, I was very happy with Bay My Hero today. I think you know, he couldn't have gone very much better. He's an 11-year-old, but he had quite a year last year, so this was a big atmosphere for him, and he can be quite easily distracted. He's generally a great horse to work with, but he likes to look at everything. And today he really held it together well, and I was very pleased with him. And the great thing, I think there's more to come. He's an excellent horse to work with. He's always on your side. He's really fun to ride. He's a little bit like a big pony in his brain. He's a bit of he's got a pony mentality. All he wants to do is eat, and he's got, you know, he enjoys his life every minute of it. So he's a real fun horse to be working with. So it's great to have him here. He is. It works itself out in a funny way. I think he's never done badminton or Burley. He did Poe 2 years ago, and I think this event is a very good stepping stone to Poe, and then from here you find out a bit more about your horse, and do you go to Burley next year? Is he ready for badminton? Also, the horses I'm riding at badminton have got more experience, so you'd think, well, they would be better prepared to tackle the atmosphere and the stress of badminton. Badminton just is more stressful than here. It just historically, you know, you go there, there's a very different vibe. Even though you'd say the arena here is far more impressive and awe-inspiring. There's something about badminton that just you never know what's going to happen there. And I think this year we're all looking forward to seeing what's been done on the course, and that could make it very interesting. Seacookie's come here again because he's run well here. He's 15 years old. We're enjoying him. He owes us nothing, and it was just a good plan, and it's come off. Both horses are owned by Catherine Witt, and she was very keen to come, so it worked out. It doesn't always work out.
Yes, could you guys just tell us a little bit about how you feel about the course for tomorrow?
Do you want to get first? You're in the lead.
It's always a price.
I think it's interesting for me looking at the course because I have two very different horses tomorrow. One doing her first 4-star. So what's important about that is it being a very educational run and confident building experience. So I have some decisions to make out there, and I want to make sure that she comes home really happy and looking for the future. Obviously, she's not in it to win it right now, but she, just every step of the way, I thought the dressage was good for her, and looking forward to confidence building thing for her in all 3 phases. I think there's quite a bit to do out there. Obviously with Arthur, I want to have a great day tomorrow. We all do. I think the angled hedges are about the most severe angle I will have ever jumped. So I put a bit of thought into that. That being said, I really trust Derek as a course designer, and I think there are tough questions, but I as a rider trust him a lot and have a lot of faith in Arthur, and if I keep my head together and give him the best ride I can, hopefully it'll all work out well.
I think it's a beautiful course. It's really well done. Derek's a genius as a course designer, and the lines are certainly there, and the horses can see them if you ride well. You just can't lose your focus for a second, and if you have any weaknesses, they're certainly out there somewhere, maybe a few times. And it's just a course that if you make a mistake, you'll punish the riders, but I don't think you'll punish the horses. And they did a beautiful job.
Yeah, I think it does look like a great course. I think it's out there to be attacked, and it's going to encourage the forward riders and the forward horses. There aren't really very many long routes to be taken. There's not. You sort of, if you want to be in the money, you've just got to go for it. And I think, therefore, the options aren't really part of the equation, but they are there to get the less experienced horses round if you need to, if a horse is not having the best ride. I think again there are questions right from early on. The first water complex, he's already testing how well you can turn to the right. You've got the hollow, the quarry that's individually not very difficult. Put it together and it becomes there could well be a knock-on effect there to the corner and the parallel on the way out. You've got those angled beams, which they look horrible, really. I think we've all been kind of developing squints, looking at them, trying to make them look, imagine that they look better. And you've got the head of the lake. That's always an influential fence. A lot of jumping efforts in a short space of time. So the horses need to really be on the ball. And there's a few fences on there where he's got A, B, C, D, and that's maybe a little bit new. So again, requiring athleticism and horses to really hold the line, to be on the line of the D element, right up to the bank as you're kind of heading home. It's going to take some jumping, but the ground is great. The rain, I think, has made a huge difference to the ground. It was pretty firm, and the watering was helping, but I think the rain has really alleviated that worry. It could take a bit more rain, but apparently it's going to be warm and drying out, and I hope that horses should finish well tomorrow. But it's always a tough track, and you never quite know how the day is going to go, as we've seen here many times before.
I ask Alison, please, with Arthur's test, how did it compare to 2012 when you led here before?
I think 2 years ago he had a great test. You know, I like this one better maybe because I was just a bit more emotional about it after having him back. But certainly I think that you know, he went into the ring a much more confident horse. This time I think he knew where he was, and he kept a really good rhythm. It just felt throughout. I think maybe we're both maturing a little bit, so I don't know. So, but I think it was a little bit. I'm excited to watch the video, but I do think it was a bit better. So.
Next. Anyone?